Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we're going to get into some of my new goodies. Now, it is, I don't know what it is. It is January 7th, 2026. Made it through Christmas and the New Year's and all the other good stuff. My whiskey showed up and arrived that I was hoping for. And sounds like my furnace is going to kick on here, so hopefully my audio gate works. So we got a Old Granddad 7-year age stated. We got Dragon's Milk Origin bottled and bond. John J. Bowman finally got one of those. So the Bowman, the single barrel. We got a Wild Turkey 101 8-year age stated whiskey. Couldn't find that anywhere in Wyoming. I couldn't find any of these anywhere in Wyoming, which is why I ended up buying them online. And then also got a Russell's Reserve single barrel. We're going to do these as proof, and then just yesterday on, what is that, January 6th, managed to finally get my hands on an E.H. Taylor barrel proof, uncut, unfiltered. Pretty stoked about that. I paid $74.19, so score me. I'm pretty stoked about that. I did just take a quick sip off that, and it's pretty phenomenal. It's a little hot, but it's phenomenal. We're going to do these in order of proof. So if you're watching these videos in order, that makes, 6 videos? And then I'm still undecided about this Russell's Reserve here. It's actually, you know what? Forget it. We're going to start with this. Why not? So this is a fresh crack for you. Just got to take the plastic off and everything. So this is the Russell's Reserve 10-year, and this is the laser code. Find it here. Where are you? LLME20. And so this was reported to have some of the 15 plus year whiskey in it. Now that has not been proven one way or the other, but Russell did say that this he did confirm that it has some special juice in it, but nobody really knows what that is. It's pretty hard to get your hands on a bottle of this. It was just kind of sprinkled into store shelves. Word kind of got out that there was something a little bit special about it compared to other things, or the other standard Russells. And it was only the laser code. I think it was the LLME 17 and the 20 that perhaps had it. There was 2 laser codes. It might have been 19 and 20. I don't remember which it was. But my hunting partner found these, picked one up for me, and I don't know, a year and a half later here, I managed to get my hands on it. And so I'm pretty stoked about it. Sorry, is it 20? 200130. So this was, I don't know if this is the bottle. This must be the bottling date. 2024 05. So May 20th of 2024. So I mean, you could probably find these somewhere if you keep an eye out, especially if there's a liquor store around you that doesn't move a whole lot of this product. But you know, it's Russell's 10, so I mean, what is that? $35, $40 for a bottle of that? It's cheap. It's available. And you know what? Even the standard regular 10-year product is, ooh, it smells really good. Is really nice. So this is ringing in at 45%, so 90 proof. And yeah, so this essentially, supposedly, is maybe a little bit better than 10-year-old whiskey in here that didn't make the cut for something else. And so these bottles should be a little bit nicer, but ooh, cherry, cherry, cherry all day long. A little bit of brown sugar. Confectioner sugar also. Almost a molasses. It smells a little bit denser, darker, heftier. I will say this: the nose on this is way, way nicer than a standard 90 proof whiskey. This is bringing a ton to the table. I mean, if in all honesty, this smells like something that's probably around like 110 proof as far as the density. I mean, it's just thick. It smells oily and clingy. I really dig it. But cherry, dark fruit, dark molasses, dark brown sugar. That confectioner sugar is in there, so like it's funny that there's a dark and a light in there, but like powdered sugar, I don't know, it just has that. If it gets in the air, all it gets into your nasal cavity, and that's what I'm smelling. But there's a little bit of oak on that. It smells really good, and we have another Russell's, so we have a single barrel, and we have a Wild Turkey 101 that we can compare this to. And I'm going to be doing these. Granted, those are further down the line here, and it's only because I'm doing these in order of proof. But yeah, and I got 300 proofers here. Although this dragon's milk, I might switch this around. I don't know, but man, that smells good. All right, on the taste. Good. Dense up front, dense cherry, graham cracker, a little peanut dust in there. Um, it's sweet and it dries out onto the finish a bit. You get a bit of that oak tannin in there, a bit more of it, like a higher aged product would probably have. Um, but it's really well balanced. It's not bitter. It's just oaky. Um, and it's really, really well balanced with the sweetness that you get with it as well. A little now, granted, this is the first whiskey of the day. But for a 90 proofer, getting a little bit of an ethanol ding in the back of my throat, really warming me up. It's drinking hotter than what it is. But man, the nose just comes alive in that glass. It hasn't changed really, but it's just a dense nose. Um, the palate was pretty quick. It dried out at the finish and dissipated fairly quickly. We're going to go in for another sip here and see if maybe that kind of balances itself out here. And if we can get it to go out, I still get some of that oak tannin, and the sweetness that goes with that oak um, is not overbearing. I mean, they are perfectly well matched where like I get sweet and I get oak, even keel. Nothing's dominating the other one. And it's still kind of just lingering, which is nice. But it's not hitting you in the face. It's just kind of lightly there in the background. So second sip, let's go in. Have a short beginning palate. You get that cherry. It moves into a medicinal cherry, kind of the beginning of the mid palate. Then I get a heavy graham cracker, like a honey graham cracker. And then that time the oak tannin picked up right at the beginning of the finish, and it sticks with it. Was a dominating note in the beginning of the finish, and then after a beat or two, then all of a sudden this sweet graham cracker note kind of came in and matched the oak, and those two finish out together, even balanced, extremely nice. It's definitely more oaky, in my opinion, than what the standard Russells or the Wild Turkeys are. Again, leads me to believe that there is older stuff in here. How old, I don't know, but you can find one of these. Man, you'll be in luck. And I mean, I don't have what my hunting partner paid for this. But my standard Russells that I have, that I bought. Now, granted, I bought it a long time ago, but let's see here, Russells small batch. I paid $32.89 originally back in like 20. I don't know. 2022 maybe, so 4 years ago. So I mean, I think you can still pick this up for like 35 to 40 bucks. Great price. Good whiskey for that. Just a regular Russell's 10 is excellent, but if you can find one of those LLME laser code whiskeys, pick one up. It's gonna be hard to find because it's already, a year and a half old. Yeah, year and a half old. But if you got a liquor store where stuff sits around and this is not flying off the shelves, there's a chance you can find one. So get out there and check them out. Drop in the comments down below what you think you can find this for, or what you were able to find it for in your area. And if you have any experience with this particular laser code bottle, I would be interested in hearing what your experience with it was. I am absolutely loving this. I have gravitated to, I think, Old Forester products, most of them, not all of them. Buffalo Trace products. Of course, everybody likes Buffalo Trace. And Wild Turkey are kind of my jam for big distilleries. I'm a pretty big fan of those products. Not all of them, but most of them. And yeah, if you haven't given the Wild Turkey distillery products a look in a long time, go back to them. They're pretty phenomenal, I think. But as always, thanks for watching. Give us a like, a subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully, we're helping you spend your money more wisely here in 2026 as the screws are getting put to us. And if you haven't watched any other videos or any of my videos, it's seemingly like the bourbon boom is over. People's wallets are drying up, and they're not, whiskey's not flying off the shelves anymore. And I think what we're going to be moving into in the next 5 years is, I think whiskey prices are going to come down quite a bit. I mean, Jim Beam just shut down their main distillery for the next year, just because the demand has shrunk enough that they can't really justify it. Many of the big name distilleries from 2020 to 2023 could not keep up with demand, so they built big additions onto their facilities and bigger rick houses and all this stuff right as everything was kind of crescendoing, and now all of a sudden they have lots of barrels on stock, and the demand is falling off. And so I think you're going to see some really big changes in the market here in the years to come. I think you're going to see a lot more high age statement products. I think you're going to see a lot more limited edition and experimental products, probably more single barrel products. But all of those things should be at prices that you can afford and at release schedules that you can actually find stuff, because they have millions of barrels on stock and the demand has really fallen off. So be on the lookout for that stuff and don't overpay for anything, because it doesn't only hurt you, it hurts everybody else. But mainly, if you overpay for one bottle, that means you missed out on 2 bottles or 3 bottles if you're paying too much for it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day. We are going to jump ahead and we're going to continue on with our Wild Turkey product, and then we'll get back into our proof lineup. So there you go. Stay tuned and we'll catch you for our Wild Turkey 101 next. Thanks.